We're back in Morato. Look at how much this city has grown. I have had so much fun every Sunday watching everyone's episodes and following along with all of your comments. This has just been so much fun. I'm just blown away with how big our city is. It's incredible. And we had our first guest builder, build Riverdale out here, which I'm just excited to see how that ends up expanding over time. This has just been such a blast. But I have a lot I want to get done today, so let's get started. In a shocking turn of events, the first thing Joy is going to do today is delete some trees. I will explain in a moment. This is in Valley Lad Gaming's lovely farming community he built. I did talk to Valley, he approved this project. There are these 3 service buildings right on the main road here. And I do think, even though this is a small community, I do think it would have a little bit of a town square. So I really want to create a little spot for maybe a small park. I want to be able to have a place to bring a bus stop into, and then just bring these service buildings off the main road and create a little community gathering place. I've also removed trees next to the dog park here so that we can bring a little walking path into our town square. That way it's easily accessible for the small community that Valley has built here. All right, we have our service buildings moved off of the main road. We've got our park path in place. Now let's add in a few more assets just to really bring this town square together. All right, now we even have a nice little recreational path if someone wanted to come down here for a nice walk. I really like this. Okay, let's add in some fence detailing and some trees. Okay, I've gone ahead and painted this whole area with a nice little park zone so that we can create a little miniature park in our little town square area. And there we go. There's our little park, little town square, just servicing this community. We're gonna make that free, of course. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to project number 2. All right, again, we have these service buildings sitting right on the main road, and I think we've got this little town square that Jukaboa already put in this community, and we do have the fire station over here, so I am just going to move this police and medical clinic right just into the town. All right, we're back in Kevin's Landing. This is the little elementary school and tiny little community park I built in my very first round in episode 2. I now have the climbing frame, so I can put that in here. Let's just add some trees and finally complete this elementary school. All right, I'm about to do a bunch of things. Please know I talked to the entire crew. They approved this project, so let me make some room and then we'll talk about it. All right, we're gonna do some things here. I'm just gonna delete this and we're gonna redraw this in, and I am creating a main street. I am so excited about this. I am going to use some of the European buildings and just create a lovely shopping destination for both sides of our community here in Kevin's Landing, and just also give the entrance to our city a bit more of a bustling feel. In episode 2, when I did this walking path, we had a much smaller road, so it made more sense to make room for these pedestrians. I think I'm just going to clear this out. I'm going to put in some trees, and then we're going to use fencing to get zoning where I want it along our main street. All right, I'm gonna change the zoning just around our main street because I'm gonna use the high density European, which I actually love, especially for like a shopping district main street like this. I think it's gonna look really cool. Thinking ahead to another big project we're going to tackle today, I'm just adding in a little bike road right there. That's a little hint to what we're going to be doing a little bit later on. Let's create some pedestrian connections and then we can start zoning. Oh, one thing we need to do is a little bit of vanilla traffic management on this main street. Okay, we're almost ready. Again, I talked to the crew about removing the zoning from this road, being that I was going to really bring our shopping center to the middle of our Old Town Main. So we're going to do a little future planning there. And again, we're bringing a little bike road to here, a little hint of what we're doing later today. I do think we can steal a little tiny space from this high school just so that we can connect a road so it's not so close to the junction here. So let's do that. Okay, I think we're finally ready to zone up our Old Town Main. Okay, here we go. I think we are ready to watch this all grow. Let me get into a little angle here for us. See this beautiful main street now as you enter our city. I am so excited about this. This is so satisfying. I don't know if you guys like this, but I so appreciate watching all the buildings come up, and it just really helps to define this area well. Oh, I love it. Let's just take a moment and watch this whole thing develop up. Wow, so cool to see how fast everything is leveling up. Okay, let's continue. Speaking of upgrading roads, you guys have seen I've teased it twice in this episode already. We are going to create a connected bike network through bike roads and select bike paths where needed, so that way we can start encouraging our citizens to bike around our entire city. So let's do it. We have a bit of a death care problem, so we're just going to place down 3 cemeteries in the extended part of Skyline Park. We're going to use some detailing and our imagination to see this as one huge cemetery. Hopefully this works. Yes, this is supposed to be a truss bridge. That is true. Because we're working ahead, it wasn't realized until I got the save that this bridge had accidentally gotten messed up. And no big deal, it does get fixed by the time you guys see this city after me, so don't worry about that. And the thing that I wanted to come in and do here was really finish connecting up that bike network and get our pedestrians from one side of the city to the other safely. Okay, time to refine our bus network. I want to change some of the routes to make sure that we are now picking up more people as our city has developed quite a lot since then. We're going to change the name of this to Linden Old Town Main. I'm also going to change the color on it just so it stands out a little bit more. And I really want to go through these routes, improve them, add to them, maybe change the buses that are on them. I know Jukubo has set this up kind of as a school bus type route, but we're actually going to change the usage of that and really help pick up the community that Grattles had added on, this woodland village. So let's make some changes to this bus line, and then I think we're gonna mirror it. Okay, and then we're gonna do Old Town Main to Linden. Perfect, and we're gonna change the color on this. Excellent. All right, so let's just put a regular bus. Let's do 4 buses, and we'll go back as we're changing these and figure out what we need to do if we need to change the type of bus. But I think that's gonna work really nicely for scooping up everyone in this area. Okay, moving on down the list, let's take a look at the National Park line. So this is the minibuses. We're not gonna get rid of the minibuses, don't worry. But I do think that we can improve this line because right now it's coming right into Old Town Main, which does make some sense, but I also think we could pull it down to this lovely bus station that Steven put in, because in the future I can see this being maybe an area where we have like cruise ships coming in, and maybe people just want to get right up to that viewpoint. And I think it would make sense to have a stop here next to our country club. So we're going from the water to the country club all the way up to the viewpoint, and I think that makes a lot of sense in my book. Okay, moving on. The other side of Kevin's Landing and Water Bay, these are hard to see. I think I'm gonna change the color of these just so they're a little bit more discernible, and then I think we'll definitely change up the route as everything has developed, and I think we could do a better job of scooping everyone up in this area. Okay, I think that is a little bit more effective. So instead of a circular, we're going to change this. Kevin's Landing. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to put on a bendy bus. This is a very popular route already, which is great. Okay, so now what we're going to do is mirror this bus route on the other side. Perfect. Okay, so now let's do Kevin's Landing and Water Bay. Perfect. Let's change the color here. And again, we're gonna go bendy bus. Let's just do 4. I like to, because we're playing vanilla, I like to start out with a small amount of buses and then just kind of see what we need so they don't get so bunched up. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Okay, I think we're making good progress. Okay, I really want to improve this ferry line that Steven put in that goes from our ferry up to what is our Old Town Main now. So I feel like we could create some nice transfer opportunities. Let's actually turn all these off so I can see exactly where this is going. Because I think really we just need to get it up to the main street and then they can transfer from there. I think that's a bit of a cleaner line. Let's turn everything back on now. Now, this bus goes over to the place that Ack built. I think, again, there'd be some benefit into if people were coming right into town, they could hop on that bus and get all the way to Riverdale, which I think would be good. But I do think there would be benefit in having a in-town stop, so right when you come into town, you can hop off the bus. So, and then I think when you're coming out of town, maybe we share this bus stop here. I think that will work really well. Hey, we are on a roll today. I feel like this is going really well. Okay, this little neighborhood, I dezoned the commercial zoning from this area because I wanted to bring that all to our main street. We've got the high school right here, and I think this would be a cute little spot to bring in a new development to our city. So we're gonna go with some green city apartment buildings and a little touch of local or organic produce, and just really develop this as its own unique little miniature neighborhood in Kevin's Landing. Okay, last little touch. If you lived here, you would want an easy accessible spot to come let the dog out for a potty. We're going to put a little bench here by the tree, a little garbage can, and that way you could come to the back side of the apartment complexes and access that extra green space. I like how that development turned out. Super cute. Okay, and again, we have these 3 service buildings that are just kind of sitting here. Now that we've developed this new little Green Cities neighborhood, I think if we just shift them down, they'll feel a little bit more a part of the new little development we did, and it'll service those residents really well and still bring good coverage to the woodland village. I forgot to add in the bus route all the way out to the town square we've built at the top of the episode in Valley Lads farming community. So let's get that hooked up. That's going to provide excellent public transit for those that live all the way out there, and then maybe those who live in town and work out there. So that's going to be really helpful. Now that this is empty, I can delete this and we can extend our bike network into the lovely area that Cities by Steven built. I love the mixed zoning through this area, and it's such a nice touch of high density. Okay, I'm really excited about this. We are putting in a university into our city. I don't think we're ready for a huge campus build yet, but this will serve our citizens really well till we are ready for that point. And once we do have the full-size university, this could be turned off, or it could be a satellite campus. So let's bring a little bit of detail to this area and add in some campus housing and maybe a little campus nightlife as well. So actually right down here, I see this is where the bus stop is. So I'm gonna add a little touch of pavement here just so people can walk to access this side of the university. And then we've got this little neighborhood here. And since we have the university here, the bike road, the bus stop, I feel like it would be valuable to make a little break in the fence here in this gated community and just provide a little pedestrian access here. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's add a little nightlife for these college students. Now, I want to create some university housing. I want them all to look the same. So being that we're playing vanilla, it might take a while with some whack-a-mole, but it's really important to me that this area has a specific look, and I'm really hoping that I can patiently wait and get the Art Deco buildings that I want. So let's see how it goes. And we got it. This is exactly the look that I wanted. I am so thrilled about this, and we're already having lots of students come to our university. This makes me really happy. Okay, I see we're having a little bit of backup here because we've got all the buses coming here. This is such a cutely well detailed space. I thought it would be such a cute place to bring in, almost like a bus hub. But I think we need to change up the roads here a little. We have the bike network coming through here, so I'm gonna switch it one road over, and then I can make these one ways, and then I think that will improve the traffic in this area greatly. I was looking at this little area that I did in my episode 2, my first round. It's next to the park. I had put all this commercial zoning on this road that was coming off the roundabout. Now that we've developed our main, our old town main, we've got the beautiful flea market right here. I think we could redevelop this area and bring in a few apartment buildings and, of course, some local and organic produce. Let's see if we can make this place really shine. Oh, I think this turned out so cute. What a nice little redevelopment of our original area of town. I am obsessed with this. I think this is super cute. Okay, let's just bring some detail to this nice little triangle corner that butts up against this beautiful flea market we have and our lovely little Skyline Park. I wasn't going to attempt it, but I did it. I got the truss bridge to come back. I wasn't feeling confident in my skills, but I made it happen. Okay, one other little thing is that Shukaboa had this lovely little water tower that was next to the bridge that I accidentally dezoned. So I've called this Joy's Oops, and I've put a little 1x1 asset back in its place. I really tried to get the exact water tower back, but I was playing whack-a-mole for so long and it just was not happening. So I apologize, Jukaboa, but hopefully now at least the truss bridge is back and Linden is looking really nice these days. And yes, I'm diving into yet another project. We're going to create a utility campus. And there we go, all of our utilities together in one area. I normally don't do these utility style builds. If I've messed anything up or put something in the wrong place, or you shouldn't put this next to that, let me know, because I'm much more of a detailer than I am really leaning into the practicality of these types of things. So leave a comment below if I've caused irreparable harm to our city. Okay, I'm going to build out a bit more of our neighborhood. I'm going to add in some high density next to what Steven built, because we really need to reach that milestone so that we can get the crematoriums, because we keep having death care problems. So let me just do some zoning and put together a couple more neighborhoods. Hooray! We made it! I spent a lot of time off camera making our city bigger, and I had to put in all these cemeteries. We had such a huge death wave, so many people died, but it's fixed. Now we can put in crematoriums, and now I can finally get on to the project that I've been dying to do this whole entire time. Okay. I'm going to put all these crematoriums in. I'm going to get rid of some of our cemeteries, and I'll be right back with you. On to the project of the day. So what I wanted to build was a pedestrian promenade. We have this whole nice little thin space that circles this side of the city, and we have this tram road that Steven left. So I'm going to bring the tram road up and create a nice little stop up at the top here, and we are going to create different zones and just create a giant pedestrian promenade for our community. I am so excited about this. Funny story, guys, I had this idea before the announcement of the DLC. This episode was already recorded before then, and so when the DLC was announced, it was just cracking up. But so a lot of this is done with vanilla, and of course at this point we didn't have the DLC. This wasn't set up for this type of a build, so I used a lot of my creativity here. But once we have the DLC, when I come back for my next round, I will be making some major changes to this area now that we can actually make it a true pedestrian promenade. Okay, so what I want to do is create a pedestrian path that goes right in the middle here, and then we'll connect the path up on both sides, and then I'm going to zone out each of these areas for specific uses. I want a nightlife area. I want an area just for restaurants, like the place where the foodies go. I want a miniature little farmer's market, and then I want like a shopping center. So that's my vision for this pedestrian promenade, and I'm just gonna go section by section. There's gonna be a lot of detailing, which I am so excited about. So I am going to turn up the music. I'm gonna pick a great song, sit back and relax, and watch this pedestrian promenade come to life. I can't wait to see how it all comes together. Okay, now that we've let our buses run for a few and our trams, let's do a quick overview of our transit. Still not a lot of people on the promenade line, but that will change as our city grows and develops. Same with our other tram line here. Okay, let's go through our buses. As you can tell, I went and added a bunch of buses when we were having our death wave issues, but I think I can take this back down now to a reasonable amount of buses. That line got really busy for a little while there. Okay, this is another very popular line, but it looks like everyone's getting picked up nicely, so that makes me happy. Same here. These are looking really good. You guys can tell I went through and tweaked the type of bus and the amount of buses. Took me a while, but I think we are in a good spot. And I hope that Valley, our resident bus guru, happy with what I've done here. This one goes out to Valley's town. I think we could turn this into just a regular bendy bus. Okay, whoa. That's probably all the new development I did today. So let's kick this up to 6. Yeah, because we've got that new Green Cities little development right by there. So that's probably what that is. A lot on this side too. So let's do the same thing. We'll take it up to 6. That's great though. And this is our minibus. We didn't change the minibuses. I do think we can take this down to 6. All right, and then our little mountain shuttle, which is working so well. I feel like building together in a group like this, you really push each other to be better. And my little outro today is definitely Jukaboa inspired, definitely not on his level, but it was really fun to try to push myself and get a little creative. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'm excited to see what gets built next in our city. We've got the tram road leading off this way. I'm just excited to see what comes next. Okay, I hope you all have a joyful day, and I'll catch you next time.